and we're going to be talking about building without following RxGL compatibility with AlmaLinux community. I asked Andrew, I said, I'm looking at this saying create a Linux distribution can be challenging, especially if the goal is to maintain full compatibility, and there's a whole lot more of technical stuff. I said, can you tell me what you're going to talk about? And Andrew said, yeah, sure. This presentation will focus on exactly how they do AlmaLinux. So we're going to take it from there. Andrew Lukoshko, AlmaLinux OS engineer at Cloud Linux. Welcome.
My slides already? Okay, hello everyone. Very nice to see a lot of people today. So I'm going to present, as I said, how exactly we build AlmaLinux. It will be mostly technical presentation about how we do that. So let me first introduce myself. So my name is Andrew, and I have about probably more than 20 years experience in Linux, actually since high school. And the last 10 years, I'm working mostly with Red Hat sources. So building operating systems, so virtualization, so some custom solutions, more or less related to Red Hat. I worked for HPC, I worked for enterprise, I worked in cloud. And the most important thing today is I worked for AlmaLinux from first day. So I know everything, and I participated in all decisions that we made during the last years. So first of all, probably you already know what is AlmaLinux, thanks to Benny. But I want to make two main statements. So first of all, AlmaLinux is binary compatible with RHEL. And second is it's not exact clone of Red Hat Enterprise Linux anymore. So we allow ourselves to fix some bugs. We allow ourselves to fix some security vulnerabilities. And also during hackathon last 2 days, we also introduced some additional hardware support to AlmaLinux and create pull requests to AlmaLinux kernel. So soon you will see these results of this work in next betas of AlmaLinux later this year. So today, our plan for today. How we get sources. This is not easy anymore, unfortunately. So how we build these packages. How we check that we're binary compatible. How to maintain security advisories, and how we build all the kind of images, because we have a lot of them, and how you can download AlmaLinux in any ways. Obviously, it's not only ISO images, and how you can update your CentOS 7 system to AlmaLinux if it's necessary. So how to get sources after this happened? Because this was the most, I think, important event, what happened last year. So Red Hat decided to stop distributing sources of Red Hat Enterprise Linux publicly. So of course, let me explain what happened. So they are still available, but now you need Red Hat subscription for that. And OK, it's not a problem, because you can get a free developer subscription. But they have some rules. And in this case, you can't use the sources you downloaded to build your own project and own product, wherever. So sources are not available anymore in CentOS Git like it was before. So actually, I'm not here today to talk about is it right or wrong, is it legal or not. So I will talk about how we work around this and how we now work to not put any risks to ourselves and to our customers and users. So one of the possible sources that we can use is Red Hat Universal Base Images, it's UBI. Basically, Red Hat allows you to use their operating system as basement in container images, and you can run application on top of Red Hat. But and it's great, basically, and it's public. It doesn't require any subscription. It also has 10 years of support, updates every day. It has all the packages that is more than important. So it's like base system, Python, Perl, whatever. But there are also some problems. Not every package is available there, unfortunately. So it's about 40% of packages that we can take from this source. And of course, we do that, because it's obvious, it's very convenient. exactly the same sources that Red Hat use in their operating system, and we want them. But it's just 40%, so what to do next? We also have CentOS Stream option, which is now kind of upstream for Red Hat Enterprise Linux. And first, so if we're currently on 9.3, for example, with RHEL, CentOS Stream is kind of 9.4 that you will get soon. So it allows us to get packages earlier, so we can get them like several weeks or even months earlier than they appear in Red Hat. It's legal, so CentOS Stream is public, and we can get them as source packages. We can get them as Git repos. We can even contribute into them because CentOS Stream is open community, and we actually do that. But there are some problems. So not all the sources that are available in CentOS Stream exactly the same. And even if Red Hat package and CentOS Stream packages have the same version and the same release and basically looks the same, it may be not. So it may contain different patches. Some CV updates may be absent or come very, very, very later than Red Hat. Some packages are not available at all. Like Java 21, for example, is still not available in CentOS Stream, even after several months after they appear in Red Hat. And other problems that we have here is CentOS Stream lifetime is 5 years instead of 10 years of Red Hat. So after 5 years, we will have to do this ourselves. So basically 8.10 will be the latest release of Red Hat 8 branch, and CentOS Stream 8 will be discontinued after that. But still, there are a lot of packages that are useful from CentOS Stream and take them, especially if we're talking about preparing beta versions, because beta version, usually Red Hat beta versions is exactly the same as CentOS Stream. Just several packages may be different. Another options that we can take. So there are still a lot of RHEL clones, and we can take their sources. So subscription is not required, and they may contain exact sources. But unfortunately, we don't know that. Because to check, do they have exact sources, we need to verify them, and we need to compare them with Red Hat sources, but we don't want to take Red Hat sources to our work, so we try to avoid this. It's not clear where they take sources. I mean, this may be clear, but officially we don't know that. And also delayed updates, so we have to wait for them to build and release package, and only after that we can take their package and start our procedures. So it will be like too long, probably. So our decision here, we use this source very, very carefully. So sometimes Oracle Linux can implement their own way to patch package. So they take patches, like security patches, not from Red Hat sources, they don't use them, but from original package sources like GitHub. So they take these packages right from the hub, do some backporting and so on, and we can reuse this actually. Sometimes we do that, not very often. So here is one of the examples where we did this. It's a suite package. So yes, sometimes we go this way, but usually we prefer to work with UBI and CentOS Stream. It's more than enough. So, okay, we got some packages. What to do next? There is very useful tool that we use both manually or in pipelines that allows us to compare packages. It's very useful if you need to compare UBI package, for example, CentOS Stream package, or some another RHEL clone package to UBI or whatever. So you can run such a command, and it will analyze packages. It will analyze tarballs inside if it's necessary. So compare every possible file that it finds in source package. And you will get such report in HTML by default. So it will show you exactly what difference. So currently it shows that you have spec file that is changed. So, and also show what exactly changed here. So we changed the list and we added some patch here. And it also lists this patch exactly added, and you can check this patch right in the report. which is sometimes very, very useful, by the way, by us. So what next? OK, we have all the sources we wanted. So time to build them. But first, we need to store them. So all the sources of AlmaLinux are stored in git.almalinux.org. Sometimes users ask us, here is the place. Of course, we don't store tarbos there because it would be extreme to store tarbos in Git. So all the tarbos are offloaded to Amazon S3 storage. And they are downloaded during build. So we keep our Git repos relatively small. And we use AlmaLinux build system to build them. So it's another decision that we make. We don't use currently available build systems, so we implemented our own build system for AlmaLinux. So yeah, it allows to build task packages from Git sources for 5 architectures, actually. So we support 4 of them, of course, but we also need 32-bit packages. That's why we built for 5 architectures. And this system allows us to build, test, sign for secure boot if it's necessary, sign package with PGP key of AlmaLinux and so on, and allows maintainers to take control over the build. So everyone, not only our team, can check our builds, they check our log files to see what happened. And also, we provide not only logs, but also configurations that we use. So everyone can try to rebuild using the same configurations, the same options, the same repos with packages, and so on, if it's necessary. So full set of logs available here. So OK, now we have build package. What to do next? We can compare it. So with some legal sources of Red Hat. So in this example, I took this tool, like package ABI diff, to compare zlib between UBI and AlmaLinux. It requires a binary package, and it requires debug info package corresponding for this binary package. We can run this tool, and after we get a result in HTML, again, that will prove that packages are 100% compatible, both in ABI and API. So everything is fine here. Nice, OK, we build packages and create some repos with them. What about security? So security updates and security advisories was, I think it was the first thing we implemented after we created AlmaLinux base system itself. So security advisories were never available in CentOS Linux. But we know that they're important for customers because most of customers prefer install only security updates. They don't care about bug fixes because, I know, for them everything works already, so they don't want to put any risks. So only use security updates. You need information. You need to know which package is security update. So we provide such information in many different ways. So one of them is errata.almalinux.org, which is HTML site, to check this like manually. But also for some automation, we provide oval feeds. It's mostly used by OpenSCAP or security scanners by third-party companies. RSS field, very useful. JSON feed also for third-party scanners mostly. Update info.xml, it's used by DNF, so basically by administrators. Also, Google recently introduced something called OSV, so they also have own database with security, and we support it there and maintain this information. And old school, so mailing lists with all the security updates that we have, so you can subscribe and also check them. So we have a special page on the site that mentioned all the possible ways to get security information. But the question, how we did this without any receipt subscriptions? So is it possible? Yes, it is, because Red Hat provides all the security information in their packages under public license. So you can use it if you mention them. So there are several ways to get this information. So they provide security data API, which is actually AlmaLinux use. But also they provide oval files, they provide RSS feeds, and we have everything that we want. So we have an ID, we have some description, we have some CVE references, bug fix references, package name versions, and so on. So we get all this information, collect from Red Hat API, And then we have this nice interface for our maintainers in our build systems that will take control over the security errata. So you can check what we get from Red Hat API. You can debrand if you want. You can add some additional description and so on. Then we release it to our internal database. And after, when we do actual packages releases, we convert this information to all the ways that I mentioned before. So plenty of ways to know about security updates and keep your system secure. Another thing that we do, okay, we have packages, we have repos, we need to build images now. So ISO images we built with Pungi tool. It's exactly the tool that Red Hat uses, but it was highly customized and patched, and we maintain our own version of this tool. It's available as well as the packages with this tool. And also provide configurations that we use during our release cycle. So everyone can build image with AlmaLinux. Everyone can build custom image with AlmaLinux with additional packages or a custom kernel. It's very, I can say it's very easy, but to make it easier, we provided documentation for that. So in our wiki, you can find a page about how to build these packages, ISO images, sorry. So not only ISO images we build, of course, so we have plenty of options. So to build live images, cloud images, container images, we have all these projects on GitHub with all the scripts, all the configurations, so you can check them, you can build yourself. Here is a screenshot from our site that shows all the possible ways to get AlmaLinux. It's not all, but most popular, because if we're talking about cloud providers, for example, there are hundreds of them. So we provided the most popular things here. So you can go with ISO images, clearly. You can go with ready images for cloud providers, for Amazon, Google, Microsoft Azure, everyone. You can go with container images for Docker, Podman, and so on. We maintain them. You can go with live media to check how your computer works with AlmaLinux, to pre-check if everything is fine, is all hardware supported or not. So yes, and we provide several desktop environments in this case, not only GNOME, but also KDE and so on. If you're a developer, you're probably interested in background boxes. We provide for a lot of options, for background options, a lot of virtualization, and also we provide images also for Apple Silicon-based MacBooks. So also ARM with Parallels or VMware Fusion work. We provide LXD, LXC. We provide image for Raspberry Pi. It's also cool. Currently, 3 and 4 versions supported. Raspberry Pi 5 will be supported the following weeks, I believe. And also, we provide official images for Windows Subsystem on Linux. So if you're a WSL user, if you're using Windows but still need some tools from Linux, you can use AlmaLinux there. So it's in Microsoft Marketplace, officially available, signed, and so on. So go ahead. Another thing I want to mention today, why this date is actually red. So everyone who is using CentOS 7 probably knows this date. So it's not so hard to escape. Not so easy, because Red Hat-based systems, they actually don't allow you to migrate to next major version. It's not possible to go from CentOS 7 to CentOS 8, for example, with just DNF update. So you need some tool for that. And actually, there is no CentOS Linux 8 anymore. So you need to not only upgrade your system, but also switch to some another system to do that. So we developed a project for that, called Elevate. Benny already mentioned it previously. So it allows you to go from CentOS 7 to different options of Linux systems. So it's not only for AlmaLinux, it's distribution agnostic. You can choose. And then from the same version, the same operating system, version 8, you can go to version 9 with 2 exclusions. CentOS 3.9 is currently not supported yet. We're working on this. And also, we will not support Oracle Linux 9 because they have own version of this project, and they do this better because Oracle have so much patches, so much differences. They have Oracle Enterprise Unbreakable Linux kernel and so on, so they do better. We don't want to compete with them on this. So you can check on the website also about this project and how to use it. It's already used to migrate thousands of servers, so it can be considered as pretty stable. Some technical information behind this. So currently we have two branches. So it's like stable branch of Elevate and NG branch, which is not now in development. So stable branch is based on lib and lib repository by Red Hat. So Red Hat uses the same tools for the Red Hat Enterprise Linux, but we need to extend these tools to support additional operating systems like AlmaLinux and so on. And we also extended it to support third-party repos, because originally lib doesn't support any third-party repos, but it's not very easy to find some system in production without Apple repo enabled, for example. So we tried to cover these needs, and we support Apple as well as several other projects. It's very easy to add additional repositories there. So we're working now on adding Remi repo, which is pretty popular for PHP and so on, and others. So mostly we are based on community feedback here. So what community needs, we can work on this, or you can contribute and we'll approve this contribution. As for NG, is currently in development. It's a little bit different. It's not only like updated packages of lib, but also we changed the way how we work with configurations, because recently Red Hat decided to make this data public. So configuration is public now, which allows us to have much better data to migrate. And so we're working on this, but third-party repos is not yet ported to this version. So if it's necessary to have Apple and migrate with Apple, you should go with stable. If you are ready to do some experiments, if you are ready to help us, if you don't need any third-party repos, it's better go to an NG version and help us with development. What else can I say? So how to get involved into this? The most important thing I want to say, it's not necessary to be a technical person to help us. So a lot of ways to help us, by the way, not only from IT person. So a lot of resources you can join chat, you can talk to us on Reddit, wherever, everywhere. And I have some time to also tell a little story, because usually we don't have much feedback from users how they do use AlmaLinux. As we see, we had like more than 800,000 systems that are using mirror service every day, but we don't know much about the systems and use cases. So we are very happy if someone go to us and say, okay, nice, I use AlmaLinux for this and this. And earlier this year on FOSDEM in Belgium, some guy came to our booth and said, okay, I use AlmaLinux in Switzerland, and we use it in Switzerland museums ticket offices. And I was very happy about this, because it's not only technology, but also culture, which is great. So if you want to make our team happy, this is the way. Just tell us how you do this, how you use AlmaLinux. So I just like to thank you for attention and for your love in open source of AlmaLinux. Thank you so much.